You're in town for Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
I am, yes.
Did you ever realise that it was going to have this kind of cult status when you were making it?
I did, yeah, but I don't think the rest of the film industry did. We all knew that it was a great film and it was going to be really good, but because it was so independent, it had nothing to do with anyone from the British film industry at all. So nobody had heard of it, and it's something that I found, whatever it is, 16 years later, it's the same, is that you can't tell someone something they don't know. What you have to tell them is something a little bit more about something they know a little bit about. So you know, my agent, everybody at the time, said, "Oh, Nick's just starred in this film. I've never heard of it. Oh, it's going to be really good." "Oh, no, I haven't heard of it." No. So there was very low expectations from the industry because it wasn't from BFI or British Screen or Film 4 or any of those guys. It was just Matthew Vaughan as a producer went round with a cloth cap and scrounged together the budget and made this completely independent film. We all knew it was going to be great, and there was an element of told you so, you know, when it came out to this sort of great success. I think the reason that it's no great surprise that 15, 16, 17 years later people are still impressed by it, because if you look at the pedigree of the people that made it and what they've gone on to do, you know, Matt Vaughan and Guy have sort of, you know, they've really conquered Hollywood with their big franchises and the rest of it. And me and Dexter directing our own movies that have been, you know, have been really, really well received, and the rest of the guys that, in the careers that they've had as a consequence. It's no coincidence. There's a really amazing coalition there, and I don't think the film's aged at all. When you watch it, you don't think of it as an old film, like I would have at the time, looking at 60s movies, going, "Oh well, you know, it's great, but it's a 60s film." You don't look at Lock, Stock as a 90s movie. You just it could have been made last week, you know.
Well, I couldn't believe it when I looked it up and saw the year, because like it doesn't feel like it's.
I think the reason that it hasn't aged is it's technical, and it's very clever of Guy. Is that it's one of the first films that had mobile phones in it. When you think of, like, I can't think of a single British movie that had mobile phones before that. I mean, we all had phones at the time, you know, but once you've got that, then it's contemporary. You haven't got someone running off to stick 10p in a phone box or trying to get a message to somebody. You know, a phone rings and it really embraces phones. You know, the only next film that I can remember that used phones that way was The Matrix, which is another film that hasn't aged, you know. And so you've got this film, these people, we know what the plot is, we know what the guys are like, we know what they're about, and they've got this contemporary communication device, which means that it just hasn't aged, you know. It's a timeless, just that thing about, you know, style never goes out of fashion. It's a really stylish film, not a fashionable film. I think that's what's held it in good stead.